Hi Internet! Welcome back to the stream. We do have a little bit of a delay again, because us, together, there's another Champion Draft Series game tonight. We're also an hour and a half, or earlier, we're earlier than usual because of the game times. Thought I would just start the stream a little bit to catch the game and also do our regular meming and ranked as per usual. New kid, hello! You have snuck in before the delay. Fantastic. Let's see. Women usually mature faster than men, but that's usually because men don't start developing breasts till their mid-40s. That's a fair point. I definitely feel like these are the maturity memories, you know? So me and my maturity memories are going to be competing tonight against Absolution, which should be pretty exciting. The team made in heaven. I have my usual roster of P and Z and then a couple of other things. I know what I'm bringing tonight. We will sadly, me personally at least, sadly, will not be playing the Teemo Hackerum. I just decided to build something a little bit more traditional in that vein. Not with an actual vein, of course. But excited for those games to kick off. I know there's a delay, but right now it is about 10 minutes to go here. So I'm eagerly waiting in anticipation to see how this actually turns out. All of my little CDS testing things are in a cluster here, and it's kind of great. I should probably actually demote this one. We don't need it anymore. The only seasonals deck from last season that I actually bothered to keep, Cane Trox, because of how fond I was of it. But yeah, these are all of my testy doodles. The ones that... There are 3 that I'm planning on thinking about bringing. I also realized last night on the stream when I was testing out Victor Out of the Way Divine Judgment, I didn't realize it because I hadn't actually watched the reviews yet of the games, but Spids also brought a Out of the Way Divine Judgment deck in some of her draft with Tarek Gwen. I had no idea that she had done that, but we both seem to have converged on Divine Judgment. So looking forward to eventually playing against Spids as well. I'm kind of hoping to see that list at that juncture as well. Delay, thank you for the sub. It's Delay Streams. You were thinking you should have women-only bakery and called it her pies. Yes, this is the best business proposition that I've heard in a long time. I'm gonna try and keep my eye on the tournament announcements as well. I will be closing the chat and returning to my bubble of gameplay in a second. I remember Absolution, or I looked at Absolution's last deck lineup. It was Senna Vigar, Kale Jarvan, and the last Jin Cannon. I actually really enjoy going up against Jin Cannons and playing against Jin Cannons, and also playing Jin Cannon myself, so I'm probably gonna let that through the ban if that shows up in the roster. The other stuff, not as sure. I think he also was able to draft Akshan Lee Sin, which didn't show up in the lineup, so I'm wondering if I'm going to be subjected to that today. Otherwise, feeling pretty good. My plans after our deck submissions and challenge requests and all of the submission stuff will be open again. And I remember mentioning yesterday that I was thinking about doing some Sky Singer stuff. So my plan is to find a bunch of expensive spells that nobody casts and then make them like 3 to 5 mana. Like, who doesn't want a 4 mana Piercing Darkness, you know? It may not get a lot of shit done considering we have to get to the Sky Singer itself, which is expensive as fuck. But that's the plan after the competitive stuff has been completed. Yeah, I actually trade my inventory as well. There's room. There's room for submissions, and also my own deck brewing, which is getting like marginally better off of the CDS thing, I think. It's definitely making me use my brain a lot. I've hit a point where I actually think that playing Yu-Gi-Oh! At some point, whatchamacallit, I've actually been thinking about playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Just for deck building strength and flexing that muscle. Because it's a game that I haven't... Except for deck building is just like kind of king because there's no mana involved. So that would be an interesting proposition. You couldn't find delay streams, it wouldn't pop up. Damn it! There's an untapped resource on Twitch. Someone quick, get the username delay streams, please. I'm probably also looking at this. I probably should just delete the Teemo hacker room so I'm not like tempted to click on it anyway. But I won't because it's personal fondness for Phantom Prankster Caustic Casks. It still does 6 damage if you get a Haunted Relic off. It's just I never actually was able to do that in a live situation. Why is everything so difficult to pull off in reality? Why are my memes not working when they're janky ass memes that require probably like a 2% chance of everything lining up perfectly? Why? I am dumbfounded that my inconsistent pile is being inconsistent. Hey! Less nervous about this one though. Less nervous about this matchup than I was last week. Last week was the nerves off kind of thing. This is now the still slightly nervous, but more just like, okay, we know what to expect. It's a fucking best of 3. I can do a best of 3. I have done probably hundreds of best of 3s in my whole time existing. I can do it. Well, I can do some more of them. It'll be fine. I also have an energy drink, and the caffeine is helping. I also need to eat more food at some point, but for now I am fueled by caffeine, bad ideas, titties. It's great. Yeah, I don't know why this has... Oh, you know what I should do? You know what I should do? These were marked as 3 because they were for the first one. I'm gonna mark this one as also a 2 hashtag situation because I'm bringing the Mount Nivea back. Like, not only does it was it like a fun thing to pull off Soul Cleave and Nivea last time, play of the week, yo, but it was also just kind of like, it has Avalanche in there, and Avalanche is a good fun card for me. Good fun for me. It unfortunately does kill some of my stuff on other decks, and this is unfortunately the time that I'm going in with like just a 1 Shadow Isles deck, which also makes me a little nervous. But here we go. All right, starting in 5 minutes. I think I'm slightly slow on the ping now. So let's take a look at the deck codes. Here they are. What are we looking at? What am I personally looking at here? Oh, good. It's actually a deck code that I can copy into Rune Tactics, which is what I find it very useful. Just like look at stuff. Rune Tactics is great. Use it. I saw someone post it for seasonals, and I was like, I can see all 3 at once next to each other? Fucking fantastic. Someone's hovering my deck codes. Betting $100 is Absolution right now. Time to snoop. What is it this time? We're looking at... Yeah, that's Senna Vigar. We're looking at the Senna Vigar. We're looking at the... Is that Akshan Lee Sin? Yeah, it's Akshan Lee Sin. So we are up against the Akshan Lee Sin this time. And we have Kennen Jin. Ooh, I hate Vigar the most, objectively speaking. But I'm wondering if we should go for a ban that's a little bit more targeted to Ionia, just because I don't want to face 2 decks that have access to deny. The one that runs the least deny is the Kennen Jin, actually. Looking at that's kind of interesting. Let's see. We are rapidly turboing towards the start of the match, so expect me to transition in a moment. Thank you, Pink Ghost. If I didn't say thank you before, appreciate it. Okay, all right. For some reason, I was practicing a little bit earlier today because I was working from home, and I used my lunch break to like check some deck stuff. Ooh, the deck testing didn't go well, and I kept drawing 2 ofs in my opening hand. Like, I was doing one test and I kept getting like I had like 2 Chomp Womps and 2 Caitlins in my hand. Spoiler alert for one of the decks that I'm bringing today. And I was just like, this had better not happen live during the actual competition. But watching me, it's going to happen live during the actual competition. Or I shall draw a legendary 3 of, yeah, and take my prospects that way as well. Are you on the brightest setting? Yes. I feel a bit like I'm washed out by the lights today, but it's just because of the brightness of the pink behind me. And you know what? The pink shall fuel me too. The pink, the titties, my caffeine, my own excitement for the event. You know, I have that too. All of it shall contribute. Looks like we are 1 minute out, looks like. Okay, I think we have spectate on. We should have spectate on. I don't think I ever turned spectate off. So if any of you guys are on my friends list and you're snooping on my plays, you're gonna see some shit. You're just gonna see some absolutely horrendous decisions. I just kind of love the idea that some random person who's seen my streams and requested a 1v1, spectating me and then being like, what the fuck is she actually doing? Because I won't have an answer for you. My answer will just be like, yeah, I had some fun doing stupid. I had some fun doing a stupid, okay? It was remarkably stupid. I think we are waiting to go, so I will be about to close the chat, and I'm about to dive into this shit. So here we fucking go. Here we fucking go. I do need to add a person, though. Do need to actually add a human being. I will also try not to just stop the stream and restart the stream. I think there's a way to discard delay, and then restart, but I might just have to restart it. If we have to restart it, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It just bear with me as the screen goes black and then I jump into a 1 minute ahead in the future. Future me shall pop onto the scene as well. Yep. I am good to go. Bye, chat. See you in however long this best of 3 takes. Hopefully not the full amount of time. That would be kind of crushing. Let's see here. Where is the sheet again? Here is the sheet again. Copy that. Add the people. And then let's see, I think it's this. Let's see if it works this time, because last time it just didn't, which was like kind of annoying. Here we go. Well, I'm ready. I'm prepared. I've done the thing. Now I can rest, obviously. That was the whole competition. Can you navigate the Riot interface? I can. The spaghetti code worked. I should just start calling it like Linguini code or something whenever it absolutely fucks up. Just like the Linguinis. They have lacked success here. I'm trying to let's see here. We might be waiting for opponent at the moment. All right, here we go. The anticipation builds, it would seem. Yeah, my plan into a spell-heavy lineup, Jesus Christ. I'm not super confident into a spell-heavy lineup, to be actually fucking honest. I think what I want to bring... Let's just talk about some strategy here while we're waiting. My strategy, what I would like to do is bring the Victor deck and the Anivia deck. Since the Victor deck just has a lot of options and we can shit out a whole bunch of things. The Anivia deck, I'm looking forward to that, or I'd like to run that just because it has so many things that are just stalls for a while. Again, you don't really want to stall too much in front of Ionia. I'd rather just like punch them in the face, or punch Ionia in the face. But this deck, the mono PNZ that I dared to put together and try to replace the Teemo Hecarim, that one may not do as well. So we'll see. Let's see. Okay, looks like we might be ready to go here. Still just waiting for person, but person has responded in the Discord. Yay! I'm not losing my fucking mind. Sometimes I feel like I'm losing my fucking mind. Ah. One day I'll figure a way out. Actually, I guess I could in the right regions, huh? I could actually adapt the Aloof Traveler build at some point, because I have the right regions for it. It would just be an awkward Teemo Hecarim or Teemo Maokai, and then I have to rip the Maokai away from the Anivia to pull that off because of the Divergent Draft Lock requirements of the CDS. So that would be kind of curious. That would be actually kind of a curious idea, because we already got a Soul Cleave thing going on. I can just run with Soul Cleave into the finals. So I get to the finals just because like I'm gonna Soul Cleave everything. Everyone will die and be reborn as twins, even if it's not the most effective. Ignore this, by the way. Ignore this. This was hopeless. I keep trying to make this work, and if any of you have been here for a long time, you know what it is. It's the Furiously Caitlyn, or Furious Wielder situation with Caitlyn that I tried to build at one point that also just like didn't work out so well. The problem is just stacking enough of them to the point where you can actually get a decent number of stacks and level your Caitlyn. It's just difficult. It's just fucking difficult. Okay, so we want this. We don't want this. Here's my point of diversion of I built a new thing. Let's play the new thing. Spremny, this is gonna be late, but hi. We are ready. We've got our decks going on. They have the right number of hash marks, so I've not picked the wrong ones. We're going into danger. If I get O2'd, it's fine. I get O2'd, it's fine. I think Tempo was able to 2-0 Absolution last time. So we'll see how this goes. I'd prefer not to be 8th, but if we're 8th, so be it. So be it. I'll earn points somehow. Yeah, this is the list that we were expecting. So Sen of Vigar is just kind of annoying. I feel like I have some recourse against it in a couple of decks. Not a ton though. It depends on what our bans are, because this probably does, I probably can do okay into these, into the Anivia and the Maokai with that. Maybe the Teemo Caitlyn. The Lee Sin Akshan is just Lee Sin Akshan, and also has the most outright counter spells in it. And I also just kind of don't want to deal with it, to be honest. Lord Broadmane, if nothing else, is at least a pretty fucking interesting card. And I do like the Jin Cannon, so I think it's a Akshan Lee ban, just because I don't know how well I'm going to be able to do against Lee. I also don't enjoy playing against Akshans and swinging Glaive, because I feel like it's just a turbo into Doom. So yeah, oh, I need to also close OBS here and bring up deck lists. That would help me a lot if I had the deck list that I was talking about actually open. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with my instincts here. We're just gonna go with that. We are actually permitted the decks that I was the most excited about playing out here. Yeah, let's go with this. Let's go with the Victor Zoe first. This is gonna be the most exciting version, I think. So I'm hyped that I actually get to play it. We are going up against the Jin Cannon off the fucking bat. So here we go. This will be fun if nothing else. It may be nothing else, but we'll see. Hopefully there is no deny an opening hand, because that would fucking suck here. Yeah, there's nothing super unusual. The Broadmane tech, I think, is newer, because I definitely remember when I was playing Ken and Jin that the Broadmane was just like not in there at all, for sure. And it has only one deny. So If I can sneak this past the one deny, we might be able to pull something out, though it is going to be hard. It's going to be hard versus that matchup. If we can bank mana, that's okay. Debating Pharaohs here, but if nothing happens, then I think we just kind of ignore things. I think we just kind of ignore shit, honestly, and then hope that we can rip this 5-cost spell. It is annoying. We are going up against 2 homecomings. There's no unworthy souls, though, which is something I'm excited for. I don't want the unworthy souls to trigger. We have the first out of the way cast on time. That gives me another one to faff about in my top decks, potentially, or something like that. We finally have Travelers, which is going to be interesting on a following turn. Shadow Assassin is fine. We're taking 3. Unopened. No Dragonlings yet to be found. I think I'm just going to dump Aloof, potentially. What is our most expensive drop? I mean, Broadmains, Homecoming, Concussive, or Jin. There's so many 4-cost things over there that I'm a little worried that this is going to hit something that I just kind of don't give as many shits about. We dropped Sign-In, though, which is a pretty decent draw top deck to have just chucked in the garbage. Finding more draw, definitely wish I had more of a, like, Puff Cap build in this scenario, but so far we're doing all right. Yeah, Spacey's Catcher can obviously discard any more of the any more of the things like out of the way that we find, since it's already been cast and confirmed, and my Nexus just kind of has it sitting there. There's one of the cannons just kind of chilling over there. We do have a Victor's Death Ray to potentially threaten it into some kind of recall. Unlikely that's gonna do a ton, because, you know, this one has... Oh, this one actually doesn't have the recall spell itself, which is kind of interesting. I might have a shot here to get rid of it, but not super keen on the maximum yeet. I'm gonna try, though, because then at least then we get an MK ticking, and one MK ticking is better than no MKs doing nothing at all, I think. Though our top decks are going to be annoying. Oh, there is the 1/1. I'm thinking of the other spell. Yeah. We still get the card. Yeah. Which is kind of why I was more okay with shoving it out there. We're worried about stuns for sure. Stuns are always just gonna be kind of annoying. I don't want to yeet too much from the Spacey Sketcher here. I think I'm still just gonna wait. The marks are fine. It does A damage. Hopefully he can get regen in the future. That's fine. And expected. Within expected operating parameters, HP gain is not the biggest issue here. That will summon another draw. The Broadmain is certainly annoying. So there's that first Broadmain coming down. You're dealing just permanent damage. We did toss the other Victor. I can't protect him yet. We don't have Divine Judgment at the moment. We have a good chance of being able to find it in the future, I think. There's 2 more left. We're starting to thin like a tad bit. Not enough. Not fast enough. But if we can just keep putting things in front of the Broadmain that can't die, we might be able to pull something back out here. Sonic Wave is fine. I mean, that's a dead cannon for sure. Let's see, 2 to a unit. I'd rather that not be able to run free, I think. The HP loss is like not... It's just like hardly the worst thing ever. It's annoying as fuck, but it's not the worst thing. We'll spend that on the cannon to get rid of that. No resonating strike. We're unfortunately getting the 3/3 and the 2/1 in the face. Yeah, there's another Dragonling. Hopefully we can just keep kind of ignoring that for like a hot minute. Let's go with Messenger, top decking Pursuit of Perfection, which will definitely eat the 1 copy of Deny that's in the deck somehow. Somehow it will hit that. I will probably Give It All here, even though Sky's Descent would be an extremely funny card to actually try and cast. It would be fucking nigh impossible, even though we do have an increased probability of finding some Celestials up in this business. Let's go with a back alley Barkeep, I think. It finds Darkened Fan, which our opponent's deck actually also runs. That's just kind of hilarious. Dark and fucking fan. Alright. No, nothing else happening over there. 10 of 20 on catastrophe. I'm just gonna sit pretty and bank mana then. Bye. No dragonlings there. 3 units. If there's a Jin in hand, we're afraid, but not absolutely terrifying. There's another cannon coming down. There's a Mark of the Storm. I'm just gonna cast Loping Telescope, see what we can find here. There's a Serpent, there's a Lost Soul, and a Tenor of Terror. Terror is blocker, Serpent is a challenger that dies pretty fucking easily. I might just go with Tenor for value, to be honest. Something is gonna die here for sure. We can also back alley bar and get some stuff in our hand, though our hand is almost full, so I don't just want to yeet. I don't want to yeet that like too aggressively. That's an excessively aggressive yeet would be bad for us right now. There is no cannon in hand, presumably. I presume there's no cannon in hand because we're not seeing any of the bloop bloops that he makes. You know, the professional bloop bloops that we know he's capable of. Broadmane cannot be recast this turn if we do try and MK it, and the recall is cast. Nopeify does apply though, so I'm just kind of gonna, I think, bide my time. I'm just gonna bide my time for a hot minute and see what happens. This would have to be recalled and resummoned to get a second Mark of the Storm as well. One of the Godwillow Seedling has been cast. The cannon is at 405 Shadow Assassins. So Cannon is about to do annoying things. Cannon is about to be fucking annoying. I might just buff something like the Ballistic Bot, because Ballistic Bot with Darkened Fan and Ambush is kind of fucking funny. We're at 12. There's also a universe in which I could potentially get the some kind of catastrophe, because again there's only one giant counter spell that's happening. Let's go. I mean, if we kind of want to block as much as we can here, block here, block there, hold the 3/3 probably. We're going down to 2. That's a trade with the Broadmane, which I don't think is real, unless it is. Oh, that means there's Cannon in hand most likely, or Jin in hand most likely, or some means of just resummoning that to the field, I think. Wish there was a way to get rid of the 2/1 without ripping the Death Ray, but it's kind of annoying to have to worry about it. We're at 9 HP. We need a top deck that's like arguably not that, I think. I would like to invoke. I need more draw at the moment, and we're just unfortunately not having a great time finding it. Let's discard Ignition, see what we can find. There's an Equinox, which isn't so bad if another Broadmane or something comes down. There's Charger, there's Trickster. Trickster is an elusive blocker, to be fair, but we're always going to be adding 2 cards with Ambush at the moment. I would prefer to use that aggressively, but I might not be able to. Still, I think, gonna take the Equinox. That might be wrong. Still gonna risk Equinox instead. There's Godwillow. So how many cannons have been summoned? 4 or 5 cannons. Oh, so it's just gonna be another cannon because they can recall and resummon. That one. Unless I can interfere with the MK right as it's happening, which would definitely be super fucking risky. I don't have a 3-drop. I could have also considered Tenor of Terror into the Give It All, but that's kind of small, unfortunately. That's kind of unfortunately small. 13 of 20. I think with the space, I'm going to try and risk back alley bar here. We find Avatar of the Tides. I want to cast Avatar so badly because that would be hilarious. I do actually have Glorious Evolution in this deck, so some kind of Glorious Evolution Avatar situation would just feel kind of incredible, to be honest. Like, that would be a fucking banger of an interaction. Not gonna lie, that would be so fucking funny. I'm gonna risk the attack because we do get that 2/1, and the open here forces some kind of response. Not sure exactly what that's gonna look like at the moment. Those trades are fine. We still have our fast speed spells to interact with that and hopefully limit the ability of another cannon to be summoned. Godwillow has cannon in it, so it's inevitable block for the cannon here. And if I can also gain 2 at the moment, that would be not horrible. Would definitely be like not horrible if I could do that. We also potentially have Pra, which is the most awkward card in the universe that I could cast, and I would prefer to not have to cast it, but it would be pretty haha funny if I did. There's an Evori. So the Kennen is gonna be fast speed and uninterruptible. That sucks. Or not uninterruptible, but just uninteractable for me at the moment. Let's prevent healing. Honestly, at this point, I'm worried more about elusive a little bit than I am worried about the tiny dragonlings that may be coming down. We have a limited number of equinoxes. There's a fleeting mark of the storm, so we probably do have priority pass back to us. But I'm just gonna go with equinox now anyway. I think no pale cascades or literally like anything else that we have to deal with, or that can deal with. We get a Nopify out of hand. I'm surprised that they're valuing the 2/2 that much, but fair enough. I don't think it's lethal. And certainly a shitload of marks of the storm. Don't get me wrong. There's 2 cannons in hand as well, because there was the cannon and then there's the mark that we have to consider. Let's try shooting that down, I think. Then we have an MK to follow up if needed. 2 cannons is bad, obviously. That's okay. Nexus damage shouldn't resolve. Let's force that back into hand, I think. Victor is leveled somewhere, still have to think about that 2/2. Pursuit of Perfection is at 16 of 20. Jin is almost leveled. Still not in hand, presumably, because we haven't been receiving any lotuses of any sort. That is obviously making a dragonling. There have been 40,000 things cast against it, or in front of it. We have an option of casting Tenor of Terror to avoid the dragonlings. I have the option of casting Hush as well on the elusive if that somehow made a very like dramatic threat. There's a Pra the Breachwalker, which at this point I think I'm just gonna respond with my own Pra the Breachwalker. Pulling the Challenger one got lost in the sauce. So yeah, I'm also just gonna cast mine, and we have more space at the moment, so I'll fucking take it. Yeah, there's that, there's that, there's that. We're gonna be gaining a shitload of HP here, I think. I don't see why we wouldn't, so let's just go up to 14. Our opponent is going up to 20, of course. Not much to be done about that. We are at 16 of 20 on the catastrophe. Is there a way that I can sneak it out? There is, I think, a way potentially for me to be able to get a pursuit around. There's the cannon that's happening. I really want to Avatar of the Tides so badly, but I feel like it's such a horrible decision to do. It's so many random spells, and yet I feel like if I cast this, I'm kind of just yeeting my whole life. Let's go with these probably safer Tenor of Terror. There's more attune, more lifesteal. The cannon is incoming. Let's buff one of these guys, I think. Running into the clock a little bit. Timer! Timer! Oh, there's a Divine fucking Judgment. Might actually wait here, see what happens. Because if Divine Judgment is allowed to be cast, we might be able to save something. We'll be saving something weird, unfortunately. There's no Victor here to really stop us from, or to really, you know, enable us to have a really dramatic Victor, for instance, that has the Divine Judgment cast upon it. But otherwise, we're doing kind of okay. There's God Willows to make more cannons, so the cannons will just be incoming for ages and forever. I'm gonna discard the Give It All now, I think, because without the pros, I feel like it's less worth to have that around. I mean, discounting it with something like the fucking, discounting it with something with the Moonsilver would have been helpful. That's fine. If there's a Jin in hand, we're definitely worried. I'm definitely worried if there's a Jin in hand, but I don't know if it can murder me from 14 HP is my current, like, hypothesis slash thing that is hopefully gonna keep me in the game for like a hot minute. We are still in the game right now. If the Jins are hiding, I am amazed. There's 3 Jins in there, so it seems very probable that one will show up eventually. It seems inevitable that one will show up eventually. We have a Zoe, which is just going to be awkward. Again, deny has to be in hand, so as much as I will try to attempt to cast a fucking Pursuit of Perfection, I think it fails. I unfortunately think that it will fail. There we go, hitting the 3-1. That's 5 spells. Let's cast a Zoe, because we can. I'm gonna go with Avatar here, I think. I think we're just gonna slam Avatar of the Tides because it lives. If something dies here, that's totally okay. That actually fills up my board space, so fuck it. Yeah, we'll take it. Because now I have room for Avatar and Pursuit of Perfection. Here we fucking go. Spell time. Spell time indeed. There is one mark being cast, hitting Avatar, but nothing else to be done at the moment, I'm pretty sure. And then I think we can just try stuff. I think our goal now is to just like try things because we have all of the mana that we can use just kind of chilling. I'm going to risk this first. Not gonna lie, we're going to risk this first. It probably gets stuns, we still get a spell, and also I'm casting Pursuit of Perfection in a competitive scene, so let's fucking do it. Deny needs to be in hand, and if it's not, we at least get a 30-30. I might still die to all of the recalls that the cannon is possible of, but right now we do have a 30-30 looming in the distance. That is a Fading Memories, that is a recall, which is fun facts. Not a deny, and we do have that coming down here. I can also divinely judgment it, so it just never dies, which is something that we are going to attempt to just do right the fuck now. There is concussive? Yeah, there's 2 concussive palms in this deck, so that is a concern for sure. That is a concussive? I don't have Spell Shield enacted. Yeah, there's a concussive palm, that's fair. So concussive palm goes, we're getting in a little bit of damage, but obviously we're not getting in the most damage, for sure. We are getting rid of the elusive, but the cannon, of course, on top of the Jin cast is gonna go a little crazy. A little crazy. Anything we would like to steal? At the moment, not really. I could steal a Spacey Sketcher to discard something else, potentially. For now, I think let's just buff and see what we can top deck. We find ourselves a Zoe. Let me slam that Zoe onto the board, I think, so she can start witnessing things happening. I did tap down, unfortunately, below Divine Judgment on something, which I fucked up. I fucked that up. I should have kept Divine Judgment open, and I tapped down to fire. That's my mistake. That's my fucking mistake. Hi, Victor. You're nice to see, actually. You're very nice to see here. How many more recalls are we facing? Who knows? Yeah, I will Divinely Judgment the 30-30. Again, we still have to face one more concussive palm and recalls, but to be fair, it's a 1 mana unit, so not particularly fussed about that. Not particularly fussed about that. Yeah, we need to cast Divine Judgment on the 30-30 and go to town. Yep, here we go. I have another one in the deck as well, so it's not going to be the end all of everything. Yay, thank you for that. Sticks around. Yeah, there we are looking at that HP gain, of course, off of the 2-1. Off of that 2-1. Again, the HP gain is like the least relevant thing, I'm pretty sure. We can also give it elusive, though. Again, Contested Palm is still the main issue. It's not the fact that we are looking at... it's the Overwhelm that's the important bit, nothing else at the moment. Yeah, out of the way for the win if we can here. Recall would be slightly catastrophic because then we would lose it for sure. Ephemeral on that. Okay, so that... What? Ephemeral on the Zoe? Oh, it cannot take damage or die this round, but the Ephemeral still, I think, hangs around, and I have no way of rescuing it. Let's go with Victor at least, see if he can't roll something. Yeah, how does it interact with Deathmark? I'm assuming if it can't die, it behaves the way that Radiant Guardian would. Of it will actually, the cannot die will override the other effect, but I'm not actually 100% sure about that. So we'll have to find out what that does. We'll have to find out live how that actually functions at the moment, because I do not know for sure. I do not know for sure, and that's freaking me the fuck out, because if I lose it, I lose it. Please don't lose it! Please stay alive! Yeah, fuck yeah, it stays! Fuck yeah, the 3130 is here to goddamn stay. Let's see if they have another concussive palm. I don't really have any other way of pushing lethal right now, so it has to be recall or concussive palm. Homecoming is again devastating because I can't actually do anything versus that. I cannot do anything versus homecoming. Except recast the 3030, to be fair. That's the one thing that I can do. Is it Hoko? It's Hoko. Fine. We can recast it. Did kind of lose an attack there though, but again, we're just so low on HP that I don't know if there's much that we will be able to pull off here. And the Broadmane is unfortunately still just kind of living. It's still being allowed to persist. We're vulnerable to elusives. We're still vulnerable to the cannons. Our Victor is gonna die because we don't have any draw either. Probably should have risked the ambush as well to give alternate targets. Spell Shield is very good though. Spell Shield with one Mark of the Storm is pretty fucking good. Jhin on top of elusives is terrible though. Jhin on top of elusives may just be it. Because we're going down to 6 minimum off of the Jhin, plus what other spells are just kind of hanging around in general. I mean, Zoe leveled would be fantastic, but I don't think we're going to be able to get that, so that's exciting for sure. Let's slam the 3030 back down, I think. Honestly, at this point, I do actually want a full board, if nothing else. Yeah, all right. Come on, PNZ, don't fail me now. Don't fail me now. The lifesteal goes away. We're looking at a guiding touch, which is a heal. Fuck yes! Fuck yes, healing! Ah, healing! This has been such a horribly long game, oh my god. That is a bunch of interactions that are going to try and ping the spell shield on the Victor. I'm gonna just heal my HP real quick at the moment. Let's take a time trick as well. Can we find Divine Judgment for the Victor? We unfortunately cannot. I'm actually gonna risk just not even, I'm gonna risk not drawing. I want to find something else. Flash of Brilliance might have given me something really good, but I know that there are things in my deck right now that will help, and the timer ran out unfortunately on me because I have just been using that overtime like crazy. Timeout, guys. Timer, guys. The timer! The timer! Let's go! Quickly, 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 quickly. We're in overtime. Bastion is here. I'll fucking take it, yo! We will slam that on our Victoire. Give him a faded buff as well. And also rip a Hex for upgrade just to put something on there as well. Let's see what we're doing. Somebody followed the stream just now. Thank you. I appreciate it. We are up against the ropes versus that deck, though. Still got that Hush in hand. Still got a lovely, lovely Hush in hand waiting to do stuff. We're going to block to the best of our abilities and take 4, of course, still from that Jhin. Still going strong here. If the Zoe dies, the Zoe dies. If the 30, oh, but the 3030 is just gonna die anyway. We are losing we're losing a lot of things here. We definitely need something big off of the Victor, but they don't know about ambush, and we might be able to follow it up with an ambush because they're not looking at Victor as a very big target. I need more augment though in order to actually pull that off as a win condition. Still living surprisingly long versus that. There's not gonna be burn, obviously. We are, of course, the Ionia. We're not Ionia burn. We are the PNZ burn. I need the Victor to get a little bit more augment before we can actually win, though. So we might be able to find it. We might be able to find it. Let's get this Solari Sun Forger out. Lifesteal is fantastic. Looking at second bounce. Okay, Lotus Traps are going to be a problem for sure. I'm going to go with Ambush Victor. I think it needs to be 2 interactions on the Victor to get him to die. I'm actually then just going to rip the Hex Cores. Let's just rip Hex Cores. Let's just go full speed. Because if we lose on the next turn, it's going to be a big loss. It's just kind of be terrible if we lose on the next one, and if there's 2 interactions for this. If there's 2 interactions for this, we are unfortunately out. There's a bounce on it. So that seems to me like there might be some kind of interaction. Yeah, we should have just risked the ambush when we had other stuff going on. because this probably doesn't work because there's still concussive in the deck. Holy shit, is there a Nopify for this ignition right now? Is there a Nopify for that fucking ignition right now? We are one short. We are one short on that damage. There's a deny for that. We are at 20 HP. The Victor is still alive somehow. The ballistic bot still giving us a spell next turn. Do we have that one damage? I did not put Mystic Shot in this. Did I put Mystic Shot on this deck? Wait, hold up. There's a back alley Barkeep, which is interesting for sure. I'm going to risk taking a shitload of face fucking damage here because we've still got that ignition in hand. I don't think this entirely fucks me up because we still have one ignition from the 8-3, but the healing of +3, except there is no healing. Except there is no healing. Except it is just a 2-1, and the ignition can be cast without the Victor. It is not like a Hex Core upgrade. There's one Nopify left. There's one Nopify left because the other one was used on the Equinox. Oh, there was one used on Equinox. We are healing back up. We're casting that ignition. Do we have the win versus the Jin Cannon? Do we have that Jin Cannon win? We do! And I missed the opportunity to emote! Absolution, I'm sorry. I was supposed to emote there, but I wasn't sure if it was confirmed or not. Woo! Yes! Fuck yes! Oh yes! Haha! Victor Zoe did it versus Jin Cannon. I'll fucking take it. We definitely got so lucky that that Jin was not found earlier in the game. So fucking goddamn lucky. Let's go play a deck with a much more straightforward win, like, play path now of just, I'm going to, remove your things. You're not allowed things, which is great because Catalyzer is gonna happen and then we're gonna see too many fucking goddamn things. There's gonna be so many things that happen. Yeah, Overroofs and Sentry can die. We actually do top deck Ruination and Rekindler. Not a humongous fan of the Rekindler, to be honest, but we'll see. Lighted Ravine is good. There is no landmark removal, right? There's no, there's actually no, words, whatchamacallit. Tellstones. Shadow Isles Tellstones. But it would be a really weird tech, I think, to run Shadow Isles Tellstones in a deck like that, so that it's logical. That seems quite logical. There's a Conchi Boy coming down. I think if that's getting cast, I might cast my draw. But the thing is, we don't actually desperately need the draw here. The thing that I'm worried about is, again, just Catalyzer coming down with nothing to destroy it. If I had Avalanche, that would obviously be a far, like, better scenario right now. I'm gonna risk a Wild Mysticism. We have the mana. If we bank one, we can also Catalyst afterwards. I did mulligan the Anivia because I thought I wouldn't be able to get it super early. But we have the ramp in hand, so that's not doing too badly. Looking at a 2 damage Darkness, not buffed by anything. Dark Bulb Acolyte with the good old, just having a good time situation. If it's just that, we'll pass. If it's more, I think we can risk one of our Blooded Ravines. We can also just keep healing for a little while. There is a Vigar happening, which means I think I'm gonna rip this so that those units at least go away soonish. We lose our Wild Mystic, but I mean, it's a Wild Mystic, so I'm not particularly crying over it. We do also have just a Vengeance for the Vigar as well. I'd love to top deck an Avalanche. If I could top deck Avalanche, we did not top deck Avalanche. Now I'm wishing I had put my Avaros and Sentry on the board so that I'd have a better shot at actually getting that. But right now we do have spot removal. We're dropping Ruination. Never mind, I don't have that anymore. And also just kind of watching the Vigar do things. At this point, I honestly think just removing a Vigar straight up is not the worst idea. We have the Chicken, though, which means that I could have actually just cast Chicken instead of the Vengeance and then used it instead, which was a misplay. That was a fucking misplay. Oh, I'm gonna regret that. Every single time I see Vigar, I misplay against it, not gonna lie to you. It's something about Vigar that's just I find so tilting off the face of the fucking goddamn earth that I just like every single time I play I misplay against him. It's so bad, and I know I need to fix it. We're looking at a bunch of damage, so we're losing Chicken. But if they use drains on the Chicken, then there's perhaps nothing for the egg. We do also have Rekindler coming out here, so I mean there's that as well. we're heading towards Enlightenment pretty fast. So between the Catalyst and between Rekindler, we might be able to find some kind of out for the mounting levels of darkness that are about to hit us in the face here. Yeah, if one more vial, one more pokey stick in that 0-1 is kind of unfortunately just gonna not work. It is surviving. I'm expecting that to change like immediately right now. If the Catalyzer gets an extra point of damage, I'm honestly not really gonna cry about it. We can heal afterwards. If there's no way of generating darkness, I mean, we still just kind of have Rekindler next turn. Anyway, we get that extra mana gem. We could have jumped some other units here in case, which, like, I think if there's a response, we can cast the units in case. But right now, Anivia is just kind of doing her thing. We could also potentially buff it with this Three Sisters, because we know that we will, of course, have more of those coming later with the harsh winds for frostbite. Sorry, I think I said a bunch of things that I didn't mean, or were like confused in there. We're gonna have more frostbites for things like Senna if we are able to get yeah, just a bunch of Anivias hanging around, because we still have 2 left in the deck. We still have, oh yeah, we have all of our Anivias still left in the deck now. Let's just rip Rekindler here. There is no mana for Ruination. These are too big right now for the Darknesses to be able to insta-kill. And we have the Maokai, of course, if things start really dying. We are, let's see, that's 12 away from deep? Yeah, we're 12 away from deep currently, so we can just rip the open attack, I'm pretty sure. Everything currently dies to the 4 damage that is coming in for the Nexus and across the board, so we just need to rip an open attack eventually. We don't have the Soul Cleave in hand. I'm sorry, I am insufficiently Soul Cleaving this deck at the moment, but we'll get there. It's still in there. We are thinning the deck, obviously, and we haven't tossed anything yet, so we still have great opportunities to find more. That timer is so short. Timer's so short. That first game took so long. Holy shit. Yeah, just kind of chilling and waiting for the decision here. That is a Dawning Shadow. Not much to do about that. Thank you, Senna, for your services. Yeah, there's 1 mana remaining, so we can still, of course, attempt to go with all of this. Might hold the Rekindler back at the moment. I'm not actually super fussed about just going with the chicken here. Bonking the chicken lightly. It's a light chicken bonk. It will be vulnerable to the darkness, but we have Soul Cleaves, we have Missed Call, we have another Rekindler in the deck, I'm pretty sure. Do I have another Rekindler in the deck? How many Rekindlers? I put 2 Rekindlers. Okay, I wasn't a stupid moron. Excellent. Let's actually do some life stealing and some deck thinning if we can. We are tossing Vial, Soul Cleave, Avalanche. Don't really need the Vials anymore. Don't really need the Avalanches anymore, since we do have Anivia just kind of chilling and being having a good time over there. We top deck a Vial Feast anyway. We are looking at a Darkness onto Chicken. It is 4. We do have Catalyst of Eons, so I think I will just Catalyst the Chicken and go from there. If they have more... Oh, it's Nexus only. That's fine. I thought it was a unit heal for some reason, but it's not, which is also totally fine. Let's just go with Maokai here. Let's start that Maokai stuff going. We are looking at the Senna actually getting a little bit closer to leveling, but again, if I can keep at least 1 Anivia alive, we should be relatively okay. I will also kill my own... I think I'll just kill my own 0-1 in the name of potentially avoiding that darkness. We'll see if the Anivia goes here. It might not. It's a pretty good open attack, all things considered. But I will just Vial the 0-1 to prevent that. I don't know if it super matters, because obviously we've seen things like Dawning Shadow already cast, which is, you know, annoying as fuck. There's a box that is going, so the Senna will level. That darkness remains the same. I'm actually just gonna drain from that. Does it count still? Deal 3 to each enemy that was summoned this round. I drain that. Your level up is conditional with or seen an allied Lucian die. You have killed. Don't know why that wouldn't work. I mean, we still have... I'm actually going to risk this. Now I'm curious. If I kill my own 0-1, obviously the Maokai gets hit there. That's a Vengeance and an Avarosan Sentry. That goes somewhere... Oh, but it trades onto the spider. That's what I'm forgetting. It trades onto the spider. I was like, if I countered the chicken, it's true that it would counter the level up, but I forgot that the way the board moves around, the 1-1 also revives. Whoops. I mean, we still have an open attack, to be fair. That's not particularly relevant, I think. That's annoying, but it's not the worst news ever. We can open attack here. There's a fucking missed call, which is kind of great. We could risk a missed call into something as well. If something dies here, then we can just bring it back. Or we could just go with the open attack to put on some pressure. I'm gonna risk the Avarosan Sentry first. That might be wrong. We unfortunately lost a second Soul Cleave, which for sure sucks. Maokai is at 14 of 25. Not quite enough. That's a 4 mana darkness, but in 1 mana total. Let's pull everything to the side. So excuse me, let's pull Senna over here so that she is forced to take at least a little bit of damage and then rip this attack. That's also down to 1 HP if things are not fully blocked here. Looking at something on the 2-1, I presume. Yeah, we did put the most vulnerable thing in front of the Senna there, but we are still gaining some HP if the 3-2 is allowed to live, which it might not, but the thing is that the 2-1 has to be treated with it for a spell, in that case at least. The 3-2, please let the 3-2 live. I don't actually love being at 14 versus darkness because that's basically 2 Vigars away from doom and destruction. We are healing. We are being allowed to heal. Senna is at 1 HP. Now I really wish I had that Vile Feast for something. I should have just trusted the interface and not yeeted the egg there. Hopefully that didn't cost me the game, but we'll find out for sure. Let's put another sentry down, I think. We could miscall, but I'm gonna save that for something else. Right now we might get a fucking sapling, which is not exactly what I want. We are at 16 of 25. We're at 18, so we're actually almost deep. There's only like 1 deep card, or the toss card, which is this, and also Maokai. So that kind of is annoying. That's a bunch of really, really, really cheap darknesses, which sucks for me. That's an Avalanche, which actually is great right now. I'll actually take Avalanche because it gets rid of Senna. That is a 4 mana darkness. Let's go. I think let's just go. We get 2 cards out of it, and they only have 4 mana. My chicken may die. But we are also top decking here, so I don't hate it. That was risky. This is a pretty risky move, but I don't mind it, to be fair. That's a lot of Ixtalis. That's a lot of Ixtalis. That's a lot of life gain. It's a lot of life gain. Fast Soul Cleave with the Senna is actually really fun though. I fucking love that. I fucking love that. Absolution is beating me at the quality of the Soul Cleave plays now. Harrowing! Harrowing? Harrowing! Oh my fucking god, though. That's a lot of shit that's just about to occur to my face here. I mean, we're definitely gonna rip Harrowing. There's no... Is there like a random atrocity? There are no random atrocities. Let's let that revive so that the Anivia is actually... Are we just dead though? We're not just dead. In the pool of things that will come back. We're not dead. We're close to dead. I think I'm 2 HP away from doom and destruction, which really sucks for me. Let's rip this missed call. I will frostbite if necessary. Darknesses are at 4 at the moment. We high-roll fucking chicken! Oh my fucking god. That's absolutely fucking incredible. I don't know how we managed to do that. Let's block all the things and then hold our chicken for harrowing. I think that's what we gotta do. If a Vigar comes down... Does the Vigar increase on summon? Let's see. Round start, grant darkness everywhere. Okay. His darkness is at 4. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, darkness is currently at 4. That is 4 chickens. Fuck it, we're doing it for the memes at least. We're doing it for at least the memes. All right, let's go with, I think that's it then. Oh, I think that's it! Oh, I think that's it! Oh my fucking god. Also the 664 memes. Oh shit! Fucking obliteration. Fucking fantastic. Conchologist as well. I knew that wasn't fucking main deck. Fucking conchologist, but we are at least still putting on some pressure. We still got ruination if a Vigar comes down or something like that. We don't have any other solutions except 3 sisters, 4 units, however. But the Anivia should be doing a reasonable amount of work. For now. There's a catalyzer, but there's no darkness in hand, so right now it's just kind of big chillin'. I can't take the damage from it, to be fair, which sucks, but we do manage to find an entreat, so great. Great, we find entreat. Let's see, on attack, we don't quite have lethal unless we are able to buff the chicken there. Right now, I'm just gonna chill though. We're just gonna buff, we're just gonna draw as needed. We find that again. I'm gonna risk, let's see, if we cast this, we still have entreat into a frostbite. The Vigar might be summoned, but that will be the only action of the turn. Let's get this Feral Mystic, which is now a 6/6, onto the field, kicking it, doing things, hopefully. That is a puzzling signpost, so we get countered briefly get countered. That's okay. I think we just rip it again, to be honest. Don't have that ruination anymore, unfortunately. There's the Vigar that is leveled. We have the Obliterate landmark. How much is your darkness again? Because we cannot let that hit us in the face, unfortunately. There's 5 to anything. So the second that is allowed to hit our face, we fucking die. So we're just gonna try to not let it hit our face. We're just gonna try to not let that darkness actually punch us in the face and hope that's the only Vigar in hand. We did kill the other one, so there's only 1 more in the deck. There are 2 Sennas. That's 5 to an enemy, so it hits chicken. They might have a drain on top of that darkness, so we might lose 1 Anivia and then not be able to cast the other one. I'll rip the ruination as well on a following turn if we need to. We have the open attack or open ruination instead of an open attack as well if we're like super fucking threatened. But right now we are big chilling as that Vigar slowly ticks down. We top deck our last Soul Cleave. We unfortunately see another we see another Senna here. That's 5 to an enemy. That's kind of okay, I think. We might be able to play around that. I think I'm gonna risk that. Let's go into this. Oh, Maokai! Oh, I fucked that up entirely. I totally fucking fucked that up. I should have remembered that there were still Maokais in the deck. I was banking on Harsh Winds. We didn't get that. 5 to an enemy. The egg is back, but I fucked that up so hard because I assumed that it would be a champion that it wasn't in the end. We're gonna do Feral Mystic, but we lose the Anivia. Oh, that cost me the game. That cost me the game. Which certainly does suck. That certainly does suck. That cost me the game. Soul Cleave as well on... Oh, so it's also going to summon more Vigars, which can potentially kill me right now. I should have Ruination, and I did not. We should have cast Ruination. It also found... Yeah, it's finding all of the Sennas. So 5 to an enemy. Our Maokai will obliterate the deck, but that is unfortunately just fucking too late. It's funny, though. It is funny to obliterate the deck. Oh my god! Why did I'm super used to playing Mono Anivia. That's the Mono Anivia moment of just like, oh yeah, it works, because Mono Anivia... No, it doesn't. It doesn't actually work that way at all. Can we go with that open Ruination? We can go with that open Ruination still. That's still an option for us here, which gets rid of a Vigar. Oh, but the Sennas are making them all fast, so it doesn't matter because the speed is still going to be higher than what we can compete with. Yeah, it's too much, unfortunately. We can risk this, or we can cast it, but it's too late. It is unfortunately just too fucking late. Ah, damn it, 4 HP difference because I've misplayed the Anivias. Yep, and there's that damage to my Nexus. Oh, okay, alright. Definitely learned from the last one. We're up against Ken and Jin next again with the Maokai Anivia. That should be okay-ish. Again, that deck only has 1 deny. So the Ruinations and the Harrowings should proceed. They should generally proceed. That's fucking frustrating, though. That's fucking frustrating, though. I should have cast it earlier, actually. I should have cast the Entreat earlier. I was waiting, because, again, I was thinking on Anivia, which that's just not the case. That's too many Maokais and a Soul Cleave. Give me removal. Mild Mysticism and Catalyst of Eons is at least the ramp opener, so we have that. Avalanche should be okay. That's definitely not what we want right now. Pass, yeah. Broadmane is annoying, but also not really a humongous concern. Let's cast Sentry. If that dies, it gets its value, so I don't hate the cannon at least recalling upon that. Yep, there we go. Mark going out. Jin might be in hand now. We have a little bit of healing, so that healing is going to be important. There's a Wild Mysticism again. We're still waiting around. Recall is probably in hand. Recall is probably in hand, or some other kind of buff. Yeah, that's fine. If you want to kill my 2-1, that's great. Thank you very much for that. Already been cast. Yep. I was tempted to put Boars in here, but I was worried about more aggro-focused matchups, so I didn't actually put it in. Let's see. I think we actually can bank mana here instead of trying to rip a Vial. Unless it trades over, in which case I'd prefer not to lose Nexus HP. Let's see here. We can rip Wild Mysticism, which gives us mana. There's a Blighted Ravine as well. I think I might hold Ravine, but that might also be a mistake. Let's see here. 4 versus 6 to 6. Catalyst at burst speed. Entreat later. I actually think I do want to ramp because we have the potential of pulling Anivia off the Entreat, or Maokai. Or Maokai, of course. This is definitely or Maokai situation. Going with that, going with the Jin. So the Jin is in hand. Was that an opening? I think it might have been an opening, actually, based on the positioning of the cards. Or like the second draw. Might have been like a Jin second draw or something like that. We're definitely running up against a lot of cannons. The cannon is going to win from here. Pretty sure. That's fine. The stuns are the problem. The Anivia is allowed to work, she's fine, but if the stuns continue, then we're just gonna be suffering a little bit. I mean, Blighted Ravine is still okay here, to be fair. Like, it's not bad. It's just, of course, not gonna work versus that. I'm pretty sure. Might as well try, I think. It heals us by 2. Gets rid of the Navori Conspirator, probably. I wish there was something else I could do in the meantime, though, instead of just, like, casting it. There are other things that I can do. I just don't love it. Let's maybe go Entreat first. We find Maokai, which is... At this point, I'm just expecting to find Maokai off of Entreat. I guess that's the way to go. Can I risk an open pass? We can risk an open pass, but it's going to hurt anyway. And then it's just gonna be recalls, homecomings, etc., etc. If Jin is not going to come down probably until he's leveled and can shoot for 4 damage. So there's the leveled cannon. That's what we were able to avoid for longer in the last matchup. But it is going poorly this time for sure. There's Ruination. I do also just have a Ruination, which is not going to do as much as I'd like either, I think. Could go Maokai into Dead Bloom or something like that for deck thinning. We are not dying, especially with Catalyst of Eons in hand, so I'm tempted to do that, actually. At least side-eye the cannon and be like, hey, I know that you exist, but could you not? Could you exist a little bit less, actually? There's a death mark on the Maokai, that's fine. Yeah, really wishing I did actually have that. Blighted now instead. Let's rip Deadbloom Wanderer, I think. Mistcall, Rekindler, and Warding Stones. Losing a Rekindler is okay. Losing an Avalanche Herd Sentry at this point is whatever. We're 3 away from Enlightenment anyway. We have to go with the Maokai regardless. The timer is really running out, which is fucking alarming, not gonna lie. Fucking alarming. We're perfectly banking mana here. There goes 1 on the 3-2. There goes a ping to my Nexus via the Jhin. Thank you very much, Jhin. Yeah, we're also just face tanking a shitload of damage right now if we're not allowed to use all of it. Yeah, 3 minutes remain. 3 minutes remain. I'm not gonna try and stall this out at all. Wait, that's not gonna help me, unfortunately. I could have tried to soul cleave that. I think I'm not going to. There's a Vengeance, obviously pretty susceptible to just fucking straight up removal. This is not going to gain us any HP, presumably, but we are not dead at the moment, so let's risk that. 2 on that, and then something else somewhere else. 3 minutes remain. We don't have anything to really revive off of the Herring, but we can risk the Ruination into something else. I mean, at this point with their HP, Harrowing might be able to win just on the fact that I have a lot of units, and a lot of the Ionia units have already been fucking cast. There's no rallies. We have to resolve this pretty fucking quick, or we are just going to lose. Thank you, timer. There goes the animation, eating up interactions. There goes the Jhin hitting me in the face. Yeah, that Dragon Link. The Pra is coming back to haunt me, it would seem. Yeah, just let's risk this. If it's a deny, it's a deny. Gotta play fast, gotta play hard. It does actually work, so we wipe 2 Cannons, an Elusive, and the Jhin off the face of the earth for now. Let's see what's an opening hand. There's obviously not a deny in hand, otherwise that wouldn't have worked. So if that wasn't a deny, again, kind of us looking at that Harrowing potentially for exciting things. It probably won't work. Let's see also what it revives at this point, because it might just give us fucking garbage. It doesn't give us garbage, but it gives us a fuckload of ephemerals that I actually don't think are going to be able to win us the game. So let's go with Blighted Ravine, get rid of the 2 1s potentially. Pra will kill us, which certainly sucks. 1 minute left. And I have more time, I have less time on the clock, which sucks. We have Soul Cleave and Nivea potentially. There's the Pra. Let's see, a bunch of Pras kill me, so we need to drain from 1 and then Vengeance the other, I think. We also still have that Catalyst of Eons in hand. Vengeance cannot be denied here, so that's always fucking exciting. Let's get rid of the permanent one, of course, not the ephemeral version. Yada yada yada. Let's do this. We can heal if we need to. Down to 2 HP. Less than a minute remaining. Oh boy, my HP is also lower, so I think we unfortunately lose this one, which just doesn't feel great. That just does not feel great at the moment. We can cast a chicken for literally all that isn't worth, unfortunately. There's a Blighted Ravine. Let's fucking go. We can Soul Cleave it. We have the mana to Soul Cleave it. So Overwhelm plus 2 chickens might be something. But 20 HP is difficult. 20 HP fucking sucks. And there's a Concussive Palm. Well, if I'm killing it anyway, then we do still have some recourse here. Unless there's deny. Homecoming is pretty catastrophic. And we're at 2 HP, unfortunately. 6 seconds remaining. Wait, are you waiting the timer out here? I guess it's waiting the timer out. Alright. Didn't get to cast. That first game, despite the victory, did eat into my timer, unfortunately. That fucking sucks. GG's though. Damn it, I didn't get to cast a card in the last 4 seconds of that match. God damn. Wait, forgot the timer? No, I didn't forget the timer. I was literally talking about the timer this whole fucking time. What are you talking about? Yeah, the first match though, I got Catastrophe cast, which was enough. I'm also gonna I'm gonna talk for a minute, because I'm gonna end the stream, and then reboot it. So there will be a few moments of recuperation here. But GG's, that was pretty fucking good. Let's see here. Yeah, we're just gonna be starting the stream. Yep, here we go. Damn it. Damn it. I misplayed that second game so badly. I misplayed that second game and I can only blame myself for it because I had an option to avoid the attack with the Rekindler and the Senna and I just didn't see it. I didn't see it. Oh, and I knew that there were going to be 3 of each, which kind of sucks. That kind of sucks. But hey, we still got Divine Judgment Catastrophe, and to pull off Divine Judgment Catastrophe, fuck yes. Fuck yes. I still maintain that I'm bringing the fucking spiciest brews to the CDS, and if anyone wants to challenge me on that, I'm casting more fucking catastrophes at them. That's what we're doing. Oh, that was fun though. That was fun.